Well, well, well.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Saturday.
Yep,
Morning, G.
yep.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I got my
Good
coffee
morning.
here.
Good morning, ride alongs.
Hello, chat. Chat's been going crazy, dude. They're like, "Brrr."
Ready to rock. Hello,
Welcome,
all.
ride-alongs, road dogs,
Veterans.
veterans.
And what's above veteran? I
Me.
don't even know.
It's called a senior citizen, son.
Yeah, see, you said old guys. Us old guys.
Man, oh man, oh man. I'll tell you what, a lot has happened,
It
right?
has. It has.
Massachusetts in the house. Where we out? Who is here? Let's go. Let's see. Yeah, let's go get it. Bring it. So listen, check it out.
Goodmans are here. The Goodmans. I have a screen now, everyone. You guys can't see it, but Steve gave me his old computer. This
Blind.
thing's like a
Hey, you check this out. Guess what I learned, B.
what?
You know how we always having technical difficulties,
Yeah,
right? And you're supposed to call an IT guy to help you out.
yeah.
Guess who you're supposed to call? Either a contractor or a home builder.
What?
They're really good at IT, dude, because they install Windows all day long, son.
How did I know? How did I fall for that? They install Windows all day long. Oh, idiot over here. Idiot over here. Anyway, Steve let me use his old computer, which is kind of like a refrigerator turned sideways.
Yeah, it's a big guy.
This thing weighs 30 pounds and it's it's almost the size of my truck. But at least I can see the chat now. I
Yeah,
can see everybody. So I didn't get the iPad, people, not yet.
yeah.
But I did get the holster. I did order that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Like that fucking button, or like no, hit the button. Like wow, hit
Hit
the
the like.
button. I don't know. I
Do
don't know.
something. Do whatever you
Subscribe.
want. Do whatever
Hit
you want.
like share. That's what I wanted. Share is caring. So anyway, there were some members that wanted us to talk about what case, Brian?
The Brian Walsh.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of look into that. Brian did a little digging, and he's got some. He'll bring it up a little bit later in the show. If not, he wants to do it now. But
Well, it's kind of an interesting case, but he's kind of an idiot. I mean, you know.
yeah,
And when you hear what he did, G, wow, he is like genius level, like genius level.
yeah,
So
but no common sense apparently, huh?
no, no, I think he was. I think realistically, he is a professional con man. That's what it seems. You know,
LTL, LTL's on the chat there, buddy.
is he
Yeah, there you go. See,
LTO? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
welcome, welcome.
Welcome, 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 Brian from LTL. Yeah, let's let me talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
Just for all you people out there and thinking about Brian Walsh and what he did to he unalived his wife Anna Walsh, New Year's Eve 2023. So basically the case is G. He says that she woke up about somewhere about 6 o'clock in the morning, had an emergency. Now this is New Year's Day. She had to fly to DC. She was a real estate agent, right? She's from Serbia. She had to fly to DC in an emergency for the real estate for her job on New Year's Day, right? 6 o'clock in the morning, New Year's Day. So she leaves and he takes care of the three boys. She's gone 4 days. 4 days. No calling, no texting, no nothing. Her job calls and
where's she at?
reports her missing. Yeah. Not, he doesn't even say nothing. He's just taking care of the kids. You're going shopping, right? So he doesn't even call in his wife missing. The job calls and says, hey, Anna Walsh is not coming to work. So guess who's investigating this? Trooper Proctor and Garino, right?
Wow.
You know those names, yeah?
Yeah.
So they're investigating it. And so this is what he does. This is Brian Walsh, right? So that's the story he gave the police, right? She had an emergency at work and she had to go. Mind you, that night, New Year's Eve night, he's got over 40 Google searches of How long does it take for a body to smell? How do you dispose of a body? What's the best way to cut up a dead body? How long before anybody gets reported missing? What is the proper way and tools to dismember a body? How long does DNA last? How to clean up blood? How to clean blood from a wooden floor? Can luminol detect blood? How to clean a crime scene?
Those are all normal. Those are all normal searches, bro.
Dude, I Google that every night. I don't know about you people. I Google that stuff every night. Because this way, if I ever want to take somebody out, I can be like, look, I've been Googling this shit for years. You
got a
know,
history of it.
I've been Googling this for years. It's not a big deal for me. Double B Googles this crazy shit all the time. So then he says, and this is what he does. Instead of Googling it on his iPad, right, or his computer, guess what he does? He uses his son's iPad. So this way they can't discover it. But guess what?
Yeah.
They discovered it, right?
Yeah.
They discovered it on his son's iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's got 10 hours of over 40 Google searches. Then they have him on camera and he goes to the store. Guess what he buys? Now this is everyday. This is everyday products. I bought this stuff this morning on my way here to the studio. I stopped at Home Depot and I picked up this is normal list, right?
Let me guess. Lime, Clorox, shovels, right? Yeah, that's normal.
He bought a hacksaw. He bought a box of 200 rags, 2 gallons of hydrogen peroxide, an axe, 100 trash bags, 5-gallon buckets, a hammer, a mop, snips, a gallon of Murphy's soap, 13 different kinds of peroxides, and 3 gallons of ammonia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's typical.
I got that in my truck right now.
I see nothing wrong with it, bro.
Not a big deal. Not
No.
a big deal.
No.
So I'm kind of thinking he might have done it.
Maybe.
They never found the body though, and that's what they're really looking. They can't find her. He's not speaking because he's saying he didn't do it. Blah blah blah.
Well, first of all, you're not gonna find a body. You're gonna find pieces of the body.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And,
Yeah.
and those things can be scattered everywhere. Listen, you minimize your evidence, right?
Yeah.
The smaller it is, the harder it's gonna be hard to find.
Well, this is apparently what they have him on film throwing away 5 different trash bags. Correct. One of them or 2 of them they said seemed really heavy, and then the other ones they said seemed light. So what they're thinking is he actually cut her up into 5 different pieces, right? Head,
Yeah.
arms, legs, torso.
Yeah.
So, or 6 pieces. So that's what they're thinking. And when the dumpsters that he put her in, that they think he put her in, go right to an incinerator in Boston. So any evidence that was there, including the body, is gone because the body has to be over 1,500 degrees to incinerate a body. It's got to be 15 to 2,000 degrees, and that's what they do. They send them to these factories apparently, and so all the evidence. And if she was in there, she's gone. They'll never find her. But I'm thinking he might have done it.
Damn, dude. He definitely spent those 10 hours researching all that information. He did a good job. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And Jen McCabe thought she was bad with 2 Google searches of how long to die in cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy got the gold medal, man. This guy made Jen look like a biatch.
So is this case still ongoing, or did he?
Yeah, he's in court now. Yeah, he's in court. So that's what I went down that rabbit hole last night.
Yeah, but you don't need a body if you've got all that evidence, circumstantial evidence, right?
Well, and here's the problem is the defense was going after Proctor and them because I guess during the trial.
Really going after Proctor again?
Yeah, I guess during all the Karen Reed stuff was coming out as this was in trial, so it wasn't good.
Okay.
So, well, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Maybe we'll do a whole when it's done, we'll do a whole video of it, do some court stuff on it.
Yeah.
But he seems like he's from a really rich family. His dad, Tom Walshe, was a prominent neurosurgeon in Boston. So he comes from a lot of money, but here's the problem. His dad, he's estranged from his dad. He was stealing. I guess he stole almost $1 million over about 10 years, almost total $1 million from his dad. So when his dad died, his dad had a big estate worth millions and millions. he got nothing. He told his son, "Best wishes, but from me, you'll get nothing." Because they didn't speak for over 10 years. And then when the dad died, he just said, "I'm leaving you nothing." And then he got mad and he tried to steal the estate. He just doesn't seem like a real nice person. Real scumbag.
Did he have an insurance policy on his wife?
Yeah, 2.7 million.
Yeah, he still didn't do it.
Yeah, nah. Even with all that evidence, I mean, I'd like to have the body,
Yeah. So, what direction you want to go with this? I did a little video with the prosecution and the defense going at it. I call it a dogfight because they're talking about whether the prosecution is allowed to have their dog expert, which I think they picked this guy off the street and said, "Hey, do you know anything about dogs?" They said, "Yeah," and brought him on. Right? You're comparing apples to apples against Dr. Russell. It doesn't compare, right? In fact, the defense even put Phony Baloney Bev on the spot, saying, "Hey, this is the standard you set. He must have an MD, a doctor. He must be a doctor to be able to do this."
Right.
This guy is not a doctor.
That's what I thought. Bev said that. Yeah, you had to be an MD because the doctor lady that we did, right?
Yep.
She's a doctor. She's an MD. So why is she going to accept this guy who's not a doctor?
Well, she does because
that means the defense is going to be able to have somebody, right?
Well, right? they're gonna allow Dr. Russell to go through.
Okay. But yeah, if you're gonna allow it on one end, you got to allow it on the other. You can't just say, "Well, you guys can have one, but you can't." That's not cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The issues that I have with this, Brian, and if you want to play it, we can play it too. But the issues that I have is Bev is still really aggressive toward the defense, and it still shows, and she hasn't learned. And a lot of the lawyer did a couple of videos on this as well. Little did a video on this as well, how biased she is. So I don't know what's going on. I think they already have their mind made up, and they're just going through the process, which is a sad state of affairs,
Let me answer Nurse Kim. She's correct, and I forgot to mention that. With the Brian Walshe case, and I think had he gone to prison, he was stealing. He was selling Gonzo. He was selling fake Andy Warhol paintings. Yeah, he was. Yeah, because they his dad owned a lot of really nice things, a lot of nice art. So he befriended a guy from Korea. He went over to Korea and said, "Hey, this guy has 2 real Andy Warhols." He goes, "Hey, I'll take him back to America and I'll sell them. And we'll split the profit. I'll make you some money." And the guy was like, "Sure, okay, cool." Because rich people, they're not used. They don't think they're going to get ripped off. This guy came back to America. Brian never called the guy, lost his number, sold it, took the money. Well, he got in trouble for that. So he was actually wearing an ankle bracelet. He was put, house arrest. Had he actually been in prison for this, Anna would probably still be alive today. Wow. But because they gave him house arrest, he was at home with her. And then he probably unalived her. But then he printed 2 fake Andy Warhols and sold them.
Well, typically when you commit a white collar crime, you're not going to go to prison.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's what that was.
They have 3 boys that are now motherless and fatherless. So that's horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Brian Walshe in a nutshell. And I'm glad I looked at the chat because, Nurse Kim, you are correct. Yeah, he should have been in prison for that and not on house arrest. And then Anna would probably still be alive. Who's that? The glare. You sexy bastards.
That guy.
What's up, Will?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Hey, Steve, do you want to roll? Do you want to pop in here, Steve?
Pop in. Oh, I'm in the middle.
Let's go.
In the middle. What am I doing in the middle? I'll go over here.
Or the 3 Musketeers. What do you prefer?
Well, before you ask me anything, I want to acknowledge a couple things. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The Goodmans sent us a $20 Venmo just now.
Thank you.
They say, "You guys are right on. Keep up the good, honest reporting. Love the Goodmans." So, thank you, Goodmans. We've got another Venmo from Andrea, $10. And she just sent a bunch of coffee emojis. So thank you, Andrea, for the coffee. Much appreciated. And we got a couple more milestones here. We've got a new member in Amber Donald.
Thank you, Amber.
So,
Let's
thank you,
go.
Amber.
Welcome. And like I always say, be sure to click on the membership tab on our YouTube and you can see some behind the scenes videos. And we need to do another members only live here real quick, guys, too.
Oh yeah.
Lillian has been a member for 5 months, so that's awesome.
Nice.
She says,
Thank you.
hello from Sweden. Nice to see you live again.
Sweden.
And Susie Q just upgraded to a veteran.
I love your dog there, Susie Q.
Susie
Let's
Q.
go. It's a cutie.
So that's all the announcements I have for right now. Oh, Dark Willow just made me a liar.
Oh.
Dark Willow is back gifting 5 memberships. So
That Dark Willow's sneaky. You have to keep an eye out for her.
Thank you, Dark Willow.
I think it's awesome that we started this a year and a half ago. We didn't know anybody, and now we've got all of these friends who we don't necessarily see them all the time, but we see them all the time.
Yeah.
And they're part of our family and friends. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you need, Gonzo? What do you want?
So I'm thinking we play that first few minutes of that video, and we'll pause it,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there. But like I said, this first video. Remember, the video was like 2.5 hours long because they're going through a lot of motions, right?
Right.
The one that I wanted to watch is to see if their expert would get allowed to go on to the trial, and apparently they did. But I don't see how they allowed it. I really don't. They even asked Hanky Panky if he was going to bring somebody else new. He said, no, we're going to stick with this guy because he's on our payroll. He used to be a cop.
Who is this guy that they're bringing in?
Well,
Remember his name?
I don't remember his name, but hey, kitty. But he used to be a cop. He took some classes to become a dog expert in the sense of how a dog responds, how a dog reacts, not so much of a bite dog expert, right?
Right.
He attended in this motion, they bring out that he attended an autopsy, right? He didn't perform it like Dr. Russell. Dr. Russell's in there elbows deep in the autopsy, right?
Yeah.
This guy was just there listening to the other doctor, the MD, saying, hey, this is what I think, right? So it's, to me, he's not an expert. Okay. I don't think he's published a book. He might have published some papers, but that was for his college stuff, your, whatever they call it, your
thesis.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's Ben Bev's going to allow this?
Apparently, I think maybe the chat can tell us, but I think they did allow him.
Behavioral dog expert, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Thomas Brennan seems to have no problem lying to judge and does a little remedy. Never thought I would. Yeah. Brennan is a real...
Dude, let me tell you something about that guy. He is...
Like, something wrong with that dude.
He is sneaky, man.
He's a snake, man.
He'll throw something in there that is completely irrelevant, but it makes you wonder. It makes everybody else wonder. Hey, is this true? Like at the end, when he stands up and says his closing little argument to Auntie Bev, he goes, "I don't even think Dr. Russell wrote her own paper. I think the defense had something to do with it."
Yeah. It's those little digs, man. It's those subtle Freudian slips that he can throw in there to make people start thinking, But yeah, it's
when he said that, Brian, my blood pressure went off the roof because how dare this guy question a police officer, a nurse, and now a doctor about her integrity?
Yeah,
that guy has no integrity by doing that. But hey, I get it. He's doing his job, right? That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's a big old psycho. You know what? To me.
Yeah.
And he's so level. He doesn't get animated very much. He's got that monotone voice that puts everybody to sleep. And he says these things that, what did he just say?
I know.
Right? It's like when you're talking to me, I go like, what did you just say? Roll it, Steve. Thank you. Kip.
Hang on, before I roll it, you guys didn't catch up. I put up a super chat real quick. Forrest Dump said this guy's a pit bull lobbyist. Ask the chat about Fluffy the pig.
Fluffy
Chat.
The pig.
What about Fluffy the pig?
Who's
Yeah, bring
Fluffy
it
the
up.
pig?
All right.
He's a weasel. Yeah, he is a weasel.
Yeah.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Hoffman for Commonwealth. Good morning, Mr. Bluffman. Good morning, Mr. Lally.
Good morning, Your Honor. Hank Brennan, Fourth Commonwealth.
Good morning, Mr. Brennan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Al Jackson on the street.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Little, also on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Mr.
Morning, Your Honor. Robert Alessi for Ms. Reed.
Good morning, Mr. Leslie.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Genetti for Cameron.
Good morning, Mr. Nettie. All right, so we've got a few things to cover today. I've got a couple of questions to finish off about the defense position on the opposition to excluding the ARPA witnesses. Then we'll go on to defendant's motion to exclude Mr. Crosby, Dr. Crosby, and then, so I want it to be very clear, counsel knows this. There has been some attempt at distinction between defense counsel. Mr. Yannetti wasn't on the emails. Ms. Little wrote the pleadings that everyone signed. Mr. Leslie's late to the game here. But you all know that when one of you speaks, you speak for the entirety of the defense team. When one of you act for the entirety of the defense team. And when one of you makes representations or misrepresentations, you speak for the entire defense team. You all know that. Do you understand that, Mr. Yannetti?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson?
Of course.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
And Mr. Leslie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go to your room. Now.
Pause it, Steve.
Each attorney
Did that feel like that feel like that she was getting,
Yeah,
reprimanding the defense for
yeah,
allegedly, if you say something, it's got to be across the board.
right.
Panky says shit that is off the wall. You know what I'm saying?
I know, man. I know. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
I just don't get how she's allowed to do that and not go both ways. Right.
My wife and I were talking about the other night. We're like, who does Bev answer to as a judge? How? Because my wife was saying, like, how does she get kicked out off the case? How does somebody remove her? They have so much power. How do you? Because to me, anybody who watches anything about this case, to me, she shows bias. So how do you remove her? And apparently, there's a lot of steps involved.
Well, you know what? I was watching Melanie Little the other day, and somebody on her chat said none of the other judges will even talk to Bev.
Really?
Yeah. What does that tell you?
I wonder how many judges they have over there in Canton.
Maybe just one, Bev.
She can't be the only judge, right? I mean, can she?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean-
no. But think about it. If nobody's else talking to her, what do you think that tells you, dude? That's a dirty stick, man. That is a dirty
Mhm.
stick.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll some more of that, Steve.
Yeah, everybody in the chat's pretty much the same.
the actions and statements of the entire team. So now the questions that I have, Mr. Leslie, that you said, welcome questions, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to talk a little about that pause email that you called. Could you stand, please, because I didn't introduce you.
Yes, I was going to go to the
Sure,
podium.
go ahead to the podium.
Thank you. I didn't want to stand while you were talking.
You could stand. All right, so the pause email, as you call it. So first of all, we have that Wednesday, March 20th, 2020 at 49 a.m. Email from Mr. Jackson. Dear Dr. Wolf, thank you so much for taking the time to get on the phone with me this morning. Pursuant to our conversation, please feel free to forward an engagement letter to this email address. You will get that county signed and returned to you forthwith, along with your retainer as required. Also, if you could attach a copy of your, Dr. Rentschler's, and Mr.
Many experts is some sharp.
What happened? Was that you? Did you stop it? What happened?
I went to adjust the volume and I messed up.
Like I said, you gotta call those
Hey,
home builders, dude.
Is there
Construction workers, man.
yeah,
They
is
know
there
anything
any
about IT.
is there any producers out there? Sorry, guys. Did I go back too far?
I don't know.
Conversation on Wednesday.
Yes, SNL should do skits on this.
Pause on any
I
further
agree,
conversation
Susan.
Until we receive additional information from their office.
Did we see? I was reading a lot, so did we see this part already?
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, Steve
Okay.
has butterfingers.
Sorry,
Yes.
I messed up again.
When I was looking through my notes.
Not the
Kelly,
last time.
Based on that pause email, I infer that there was no further discussion between Acker and Mr. Jackson regarding compensation and retainer, and then out of the blue, the bill arrives. So my question to you is, are you inferring, or do you know that to be fact, that there was no conversation, emails, texts, letters, phone calls? Do you know that to be fact, or is that?
Don't touch anything, Steve.
I am inferring, Your Honor, I do not know that as a fact.
Okay. So now my next question is regarding the invoice and the payment or fact of payment. So the invoice was provided on February 13, 2025, provided to the Commonwealth. The bill itself was paid on July 25th, 2024. Why wasn't the record of payment produced at the same time
Same time as what, Your Honor?
as the invoice?
Watch this,
Are you
Brian.
referring to the record of payment being?
Yes, why wasn't the fact that this payment was made? It didn't come out, for me, at least for the court, until I asked you midway through your proceedings. And in fact, I have the opposite. I have filed after that February 13th date, and I know Ms. Little filed something yesterday to clarify this. It seems pretty clear. This was filed, I believe, on the weekend, February 16th. In the Commonwealth's defendant's opposition to the Commonwealth's motion to exclude employees of ARCA, the Commonwealth's motion to exclude these exculpatory expert witnesses who were not hired or paid for by the defense is not made in good faith in a desperate and transparent attempt to keep exculpatory testimony of neutral expert witnesses from reaching the jury in this case. Going on to the next page, ironically, the Commonwealth accuses the defendant of failing to comply with her discovered obligations while conceding that the information is not in her care, custody, or control. Moreover, here, the defense has gone above and beyond its reciprocal discovery obligations and has already satisfied all of its mandatory discovery obligations under Rule 14 and turned over all additional information in the control and custody of the defense relating to the ARCA witnesses as ordered by the court at the last hearing, in spite of the fact that the defendant's reciprocal discovery is not yet due. How do you reconcile that? I had to ask you midway through your presentation
Watch this.
whether that bill was paid.
I'm going to answer it, Your Honor. I just want to make sure you were finished with your
Go ahead.
question. I learned that that invoice was paid Sunday night before February 18th. I'm going to repeat that. I learned.
You don't have
I'm
to
sorry.
repeat it. And again, what you know and what all counsel know is one and the same.
I understand, Your Honor, and I want to. So I'm answering your question. That's part one of the answer. When that was submitted on the 16th, I had not gone and done my investigation and gone through and asked all the questions that I did. So that's part one. Part two of the answer is, Your Honor, you've referenced that I didn't get to the payment until the middle of my presentation. The reason is because I did my presentation in chronological order. And that's the notebook that I laid out. I started with March, went all the way through, and when I got to the invoice, before I could state that it was paid, Your Honor asked the question, was it paid? And my answer was right away, yes, it was paid, and I said, and that's what I was going to get to next. So the reason why it came out when it did is because I did the whole presentation in chronological order.
But the motion,
Dude, it seems to me like she's trying to catch the defense slipping.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And it all boils down to how she was always interrupting him previously. She was always cutting in, asking questions, right? If she would have allowed him to do his presentation and just keep rolling, she would have known all that information.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
It's a dogfight, dude. It's definitely the defense against the prosecution and Bev.
Yeah, like I said, Jackson's too smart to mess up on that. You know what I mean? The discovery is it's pretty basic for the lawyers. I don't think he would mess up on, But she's really harping on when they got paid, the date, the timeline. So, okay, did they get paid before they testified or after they testified? Which day was it?
It's a simple question, right?
Yeah. Which day did they get paid? Which day did they testify? And which day did they receive payment?
When did the federal give them the okay to pay it?
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Because they had that order out there. So I don't know. To me, it seems like she's still trying to be a prosecutor as well as the judge, along with
Right.
hanky panky, and it's just not a fair stage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see come April. You know?
You don't see Bev harping on hanky panky about those videos when they dropped and how come they're coming out at all. She's just like, oh, okay, that's fine,
I know. That's because she's biased.
that's fine. Keep rolling, Steve.
She's biased. Somebody said in here she's the turd of the
Yeah, I saw that one.
judicial bowl.
Yep.
That was a good one. I like that.
Motion to exclude employees of ACA is signed by you.
Your Honor, it is signed by me, but if I could, with regard to 3.3A1. 3.3A1 is not a strict liability statute. That's the reason why it has knowing in it, is in order to violate 3.3A1,
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. All right, all right, all right. You gotta do the walk when you do it. Do the walk away. All right, all right, all right.
the attorney in question has to know with regard to the fact and issue. So respectfully, Your Honor, I have a different view of what an attorney is responsible for under 3.3A1. You're absolutely correct. Under everything else, particularly Rule 14, it can be no excuse for any attorney, including me, that I didn't know what was happening in discovery. That's not the way Rule 14 works. I am responsible for everybody. But Your Honor, it's clear in the commentary, it's clear in the case law. The reason why knowing is with regard to each attorney is no attorney can be responsible for the statements of issues of fact in court when it comes to a 3.3A1 analysis. That analysis in construction, Your Honor, would render mere surplusage and read out the mens rea of knowing. In something that critical of enter to the court, that's why they put the mens rea in, because no attorney can be responsible for a misstatement of fact of another attorney unless they have knowledge of the misstatement and they knowingly participate. So I respectfully have a different conclusion than Your Honor does about attorneys being responsible for statements on candor under 3.3A from everything else in the world, which I agree completely with Your Honor.
So
Steve.
let's move on to the next motion.
Your Honor, if I could, the
Can't touch this.
Dude, he just put her in her place,
Yeah.
right?
He did. Yeah.
He even regurgitates some case law, says, hey, I'm not responsible if I didn't know.
Yep.
The other people aren't responsible
Yep.
if I didn't know.
Yep.
So you can throw your shit out the court,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she's trying to mold the proceedings from the defense side, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Roll, Steve.
Somebody put pictures of you going, oh, oh, oh. That's funny.
The way, and I had marked, Mr. Brennan has agreed to them going, may I just offer them in at this time? They're all marked. There are two. Your Honor's February 6th was Exhibit 1, so I picked off on 2 and worked it out before. What would you like me to do with each, Your Honor?
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
So the motion of the
was.
defendants to exclude the testimony of the Commonwealth's witness, James Crosby. And I've read it 2 weeks ago when it came in, Mr. Leslie. I'll hear you on your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm just getting myself reoriented
Take your
back to
time.
it. May it please the court. The entire proposed testimony of Dr. Crosby should be excluded because he is plainly not qualified to render the opinions that he is trying to render, and his methodology not only is not reliable, but it's not even documented. Your Honor well knows the inquiry under Dalbert Lanigan, so I won't go through Rentala and the rest. Your Honor's heard it many times before. Under the qualifications prong, the crucial inquiry, Your Honor set the standard for the subject matter of his testimony. And what is the subject matter of his testimony? The subject matter of his proposed testimony is the medical cause of the injuries and wounds to the right arm of the decedent. I'm going to get into how Dr. Crosby tries to camouflage to avoid the impact of the standard Your Honor established. But that is clearly what he is trying to do. And I cite to NDAO 1377.
Thank you, Steve.
NDAO 1382, because that is where he renders his opinions. For example, he says, this is a preliminary response to your request for my professional expert opinion regarding injuries and defects to the right arm of decedent John O'Keefe. Similar statements, so it's very clear that's the subject matter of his testimony. Your Honor stated, with regard to Dr. Rentschler, that it is clear to me that in Massachusetts, biomechanical engineers are not qualified to testify as to medical causation of an injury, the key point. Only an MD can do that. That's what Your Honor said was the clear law in Massachusetts. Admittedly, indisputably, Dr. Crosby is not a medical doctor. As
Boom.
a matter of fact, Dr.
Right there.
Crosby is not a veterinarian. He's not a forensic odontologist. And those are all disciplines that can even get near the type of subject matter that he's looking to opine about. With regard to his area of expertise, it can't be more obvious
Hey, pause
than
it for a
his own
second.
proclamations.
You know when you were saying "oh pie," I thought they were saying "oh my." I thought they were saying "oh my." I'm going, how is that even "oh my"? But anyway, but you see how she set the standard, right? Only an MD can make that type of not what
Right.
she said he was, right? So why did she even allow it?
This guy keeps calling him a doctor. What's he a doctor of? Is he like a
Bullshit.
doctor of math?
Doctor of bullshit.
Is he like do you call somebody a doctor? Like Jill Biden is a doctor of education. She's not a medical doctor. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
have Lance's wife. Remember, she was a doctor of
Yeah,
police work or something, or
yeah.
criminology or
She
something.
got a doctorate on that. Yeah, I mean what
Yeah,
that
she
one
got her
lady say?
doctorate.
She was psychology, doctor of psychology.
For police or something. Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, see right here. So she doctor of psychology on the thing on the screen.
Okay. Doctor of
So-
psychology. Yeah.
How is that relevant to a dog bite?
Very similar. Very similar. Very similar. I could see, the similarities.
Yeah, that's true. My wife tells me to sit and I sit. So I guess that would be the same,
See?
right?
The answer is how could it not be the same? Come on, G.
My bad. Roll it, Steve.
He says the name of his consulting group is Canine Aggression. His purported title is Certified
Shenanigans, yep.
Behavior Consultant.
Yeah. the
So
dog
he
whisperer.
himself dubs himself with regard to canine behavior. And that is what he is expert in. And of course, there's no issue whatsoever
Hey,
in
pause
this
it,
case
Steve.
about canine behavior.
Dude, listen, during the course of our career, I guess we're doctors on dog behavior because we come up to a fence and see a dog that's showing his teeth and barking at us. We can assess we're not going to go back there.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Dr. Brian, I'd like to meet Dr. Gonzo.
Yep.
We're qualified.
Yeah, so
right?
somebody just wrote in the chat, you can tell by the dog's emotion as how they bite.
Happy or sad or mad.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, that's when pepper spray came in handy. I would never spray a dog.
Directly.
I love dogs,
Yeah.
So I would never spray a dog directly. No, when you had a dog showing his teeth to you, yeah, you spray about 2-3 feet in front of it on the ground, and it'll
Get
come
the
up
whiff.
and it'll sniff it, and it'll go like, nope, I don't want nothing to do with you
Yep.
or that, and then they just turn around and run.
Yep.
Right? How many times did that work for us?
All the time.
Like 98% of the time, it worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, for us, all of our dogs were in the house 90% of the time because it's so hot in here. So when
Yeah.
you go into a house, you're not only fighting the suspect, you're fighting a fur baby too.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes those dogs, man, can be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah. Oh, in the leg too.
Oh, I remember this one lady. She's like, "Come on in. you know, I was like, you sound like you got big dogs. I could hear them in the cage just going crazy. And I'm like, she's like, no, they're friendly. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I'd rather not. And she let them go, and they came running down the hallway, full speed, right to me. I turned around and I hit that front door so
Oh, yeah.
freaking quick.
Oh, yeah.
And when I shut the door, they were trying to get me, and I'm like, you said they were friendly. How
I
was
get-
that friendly? They were trying to attack. They would have mauled me right there in the friggin' hallway.
Well, I guess that's one way of getting you out of the house, huh?
It worked. 100% worked.
Case
I wasn't going to
closed.
stand there and fight two dogs, you know, and I'm never going to shoot somebody's dog in their own house because it's attacking me. I'm against that.
That's when you
Always just-
that's when you get on the radio and say clear pending recall.
Yeah, right.
What do you got, Steve?
I got a drink.
All right.
Well, we got a bunch of supers and comments that I wanted to get to. I don't want
Right.
to go off the rails from this video. Some of them apply, some of them don't, but let me go through those real quick. We've got some milestones too. Kimberlina loves you guys, member for 4 months. And thank you
Nice.
to everybody. I'm not going to thank you many times, but we appreciate all of these. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Therapist, is a new member.
Thank you.
We're gonna need her later.
We're going to need you, therapist, you know. Stick around.
Forrest Dump got a super chat.
Thank
This
you.
guy's a
Thank-
pit bull lobbyist. Oh, I read this one already. Thank you, Forrest. Wild Rider wants to know your advice for people with information that are afraid to bring it forward, especially since police may be involved.
Yeah. You know, all it takes is courage to do it, right? If you don't have courage, listen, a lot of things would be solved if people had the courage just to come forward, right? And
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to do that, especially when you have the threat of, bad cops, retaliation. You don't know that, right? But that's a thought that they put in the back of your mind that, I'm not going to say anything, even though I do have some pertinent information. Follow the right channels, right? Get it out there. If you know if it's going to make a difference in somebody's life, like Brian says at the end of our videos, have the courage to make that change. The last thing I ever wanted to do was be a cop, but I wanted to make change. And I took a leap of faith, and here I am now. And it's made me a better person, because once you get out of your comfort zone, that's when you really grow emotionally, personally, mentally, all that stuff. It makes you grow when you get out of your comfort zone.
Comfort
But Gonzo,
kills.
all you had to do was become a cashier. You could have made change all day.
Whoa!
Or a slot attendant.
Look at him go!
Steve's got jokes today.
Joke.
Steve's
Yeah,
a fucking comedian.
I took a class from Gonzo's dad joke academy. I'm a doctor at Gonzo's Academy. Harry's mom says, so LVCops, do you think the feds are watching? If ARCA determined John wasn't hit by a car, shouldn't they be going full board on this investigation?
Yeah. They should be.
I think they're still in the background, dude. I really do.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so clear that, like I've always said, even if he did get hit by the car, it didn't kill him. That's not what unalived him.
Dude,
Sorry.
I watched a video the other day. Kid's going on his bike, electric bike, and he runs the red light. Gets sideswiped by a car going like 40 miles an hour. Spins him around, pirouettes him. His shoes go flying. His
Yeah.
helmet is like this, right?
Yeah.
He gets up and runs away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they're trying to bring in that meteorologist to say that what's he going to say?
The
Okay.
ground was frozen like a rock.
Right. We all know what he's going to say already. Well, the temperature, barometric pressure, blah, blah, blah. The ground was as hard as cement.
I've never heard one of those guys say that.
Yeah, well, he's going to say that. We're prediction right here. He's going to say the ground was as hard as cement. It was like ice, right? And that's how John had the fracture of his skull on the back of his head, right? They're going to say she hit him, right? And then he hit his head on the ground. But as we all know, he had multiple fractures, skull fractures. So even if he did hit his head on the ground, it would be one spot only. It's not going to go and then crack over and then crack on the other side of his head, right?
Anybody that lives in cold weather country, You, myself. I don't know about Steve. You ever lived in the cold weather country, Steve? Okay. So when I was a kid, there'd be like 15, 20 of us that would go gather at the school and we'd play football in the wintertime, right? Because it's fun, slip sliding around, right?
We,
And it was
we called it snow football.
full contact football.
Oh, full tackle. Absolutely. 100%. Yep.
Not one of us died,
I mean, I never even got hurt.
right?
Well, bumps and
Ground was
bruises.
harder than a rock, they say, but it's soft as a pillow, right?
Yeah, when you got a little snow on there, yeah, you're good.
It could even be like a half inch of snow,
Yeah.
right? So I call
Right.
bullshit.
If people think you just poured vodka into that cup.
Yeah.
No, it's water, vodka. Oh my gosh, no, I'm not a big drinker, people. I don't know. This is water in a coffee mug.
Go ahead, Steve. Continue
All right,
on.
we've got more. Goodmans are back. Another one.
Thank you,
Get the
It wouldn't be
membership.
vodka. Hard. I don't drink hard liquor. I'm a beer guy. I like a couple beers here and there. And that's about it.
Thank you, Goodmans. Appreciate it.
Linda Lee gifted 20 memberships. Thank you. Here's a statement. Actually, I think a question too. Which you guys have answered, but you can respond quickly. Never in a million years would I know I could talk to an officer involved in the Vegas shooting. Why were there so many additional 911 calls in the areas around the original shooting?
Well,
You're talking about the October 1st shooting?
yeah.
The reason there was so many additional 911 calls is you have to remember there was literally thousands of people bloodied, shot, injured, freaking out, running and into 10 different casinos. So when that happens, you're going to get thousands of 911 calls. I think they had like 10,000 hours of 911 from October 1st. Everybody calls the police. Why? Because when you don't know what to do, you call the police. So when you have 10,000 people that don't know what to do, 10,000 people are calling 911.
Yep. Well, not even then. I mean, you're calling. For example, my neighbor who was there called me and said, "Hey, can you call 911 for me?" I said, "I'm out there already."
Mhm.
You know, so you're gonna get those. You're gonna get just a bleed off of those calls. You're right, Brian. It's just gonna be amplified by the more people that makes contact with somebody.
And like I always preach, don't look to the cops or other people to save you. When something like this big happens, you have to save yourself. No one is going to save you, not even probably the cops. And when you have thousands of people in a big critical incident like that, you have to save yourself. Period.
Yep.
Piney Woods Long Crime has been a member now for 5 months.
Thank you, Piney Woods.
She so enjoys y'all's breakdown of crime situations.
Oh, thank you.
We've got a super from Linda Lee. The memberships are from my best friend Moonchu, my kitty who I had for 19 years. He
Oh,
walked over the Rainbow Bridge.
oh my
last
goodness.
Sunday.
Sorry
Sorry to hear that.
Linda
I had a
Lee,
hard time
sorry.
even reading it.
Mm.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
We've all got pets.
They're all up there. All the
Chico's
friends are all together.
right here co-producing.
Yeah.
So
My
Thank you for
orange
the-
cat, Biggie Smalls, he passed away probably about a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
He was a good cat.
I'm
Biggie-
definitely
Biggie
dreading
Smalls.
that day, dude. Dreading that day.
It sucks. It sucks. I think we put down 3 pets this year. Every time, or not even put down. They passed away at home.
Yeah.
But it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's like losing a family member, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
JC's back. LVCops, do you think Hank is the Trooper Paul of prosecutors? He can't even spell his own name.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yes, I think he is.
My name is Bremen or something like that. Yeah, Hanky Panky.
RBA has a follow-up. Did any of the
No.
officers sign an NDA for
No.
the Vegas shooting?
No, they interviewed me. They interviewed all of us. They watched all of our body cam, anybody that was up on the floor, the 32nd floor. I mean, they watched everything. But as far as NDAs, no, not that I'm aware of. I mean, I was there that whole night. Gonzo was there. Gonzo, did you have to sign an NDA?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So not that I'm aware of.
Oh, we're gonna go. No, we did a whole episode on the conspiracies, but
Yep.
L&W She asked, if we're talking about the LV shooting, I still want to know why the shooter had different colored eyes and height than his license. That always bothered me.
Well, I think you can ask any woman too, because they always lie on there.
Yeah. Yeah, the height you can put your 7 foot. They don't give a shit. They really don't. You can put your 7 foot. You can put whatever you want.
Yeah.
As far as different colored eyes, I mean, that's once in a while that does happen. People do have different colored eyes.
Well, especially when you get unalived yourself, right?
Well, yeah, at the pit wall, I don't know. She's talking about different colored eyes after the
From his license.
Yeah, from his license, which it is possible. People do have different colored eyes. It's rare.
Well,
but
and people make mistakes too. It could have been a clerical error, a DMV.
it could have been.
know?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Or it could have been a different person.
Now shut up.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been a totally different person.
Piney Woods, another super chat. Thank you. I never can appreciate y'all by gifting memberships. Don't know how. Hope the corruption of these LEOs doesn't taint the Walshe case. Thank you for covering this one as well as Mrs. Reed's case.
Well, I tell you what, if those two troopers were investigating it, that case is going to be under a microscope from the get-go, right? Because they don't want another Karen Reed case to be nationally, worldwide viewed. So they're going to really scrutinize that one to no end. And maybe that's why they're not doing anything with Enrique with this case. You know, maybe they're just trying to make sure that all the dots are dotted and the T's are crossed, right?
Yeah. Well, because you got to remember, once they release it, it's out. So you only get a chance to do that once.
Yeah.
So it's just like a first impression. It means everything. So once it's out, it's out. So they're not going to release it until it's perfect.
Yep.
Whether it's the truth or not, we'll see. But they're not going to release it until it's perfect.
Yep.
Jake Quillen, super chat. Alessi and Jackson called the court out this week, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's something we have to catch up on.
Check court this week. Oh, okay.
Is that beautiful?
Brian and I are typically 3 days behind.
At least, yeah. I'm always behind, man. I'm always trying to look up stuff, and there's only so many hours in the day.
Okay.
Maybe we need a reporter, somebody out there who can be the official LV Cops reporter and check in with us on the lives and give us the latest scoop that.
Dude, you really don't even have to. Just go through the chat, man. The chat gets you updated. They give you the spoiler alerts. They don't even give you the warning. You're like, what? That happened?
Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying Judge Bev was removed from the Walshe case. Okay.
Huh.
There you go.
Well, you already screwed up one. Let's not screw up two.
And somebody here, she has blue to hazel eyes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Glamma Suze is a member for 5 months now. She's correcting her statement earlier. I goofed. University of Florida, Doctor of Philosophy.
Nice.
PhD, Veterinary Medical Science, March 2023.
Huh. He's still not qualified.
No. You've never seen a dog bite.
I don't want to see one up close because it'd probably be me.
Yeah. Man, I saw this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to change the subject, so go ahead and finish.
Oh, no. I remember I was with the canine handler, and we were at this fight call. A bunch of teenagers fighting, and this one teen hid in a trash can. You know, the big trash cans that we have here in Vegas. And the dog was coming by, and he hit the trash can, I guess the kid shifted, and the trash can fell over, and the lid fell down. So it's just an open trash can, and the dog turned around, lunged in that trash can, dragged this kid out by his face. Oh. And yeah, the main canine bit right here and ripped all the way to his mouth, like the Joker.
Yeah.
Ripped. So as I'm sitting here, so we get him in custody, and I'm like, dude, why did you run, man? It was just a stupid fight call. He goes, I don't know, I was scared, We always run from the cops. And I'm like,
not today.
We get him to the hospital, and the doctor walks in, looks at him, and goes, yeah, call the plastic surgeon. I'm not even touching that. So as he's talking to me, his skin is flapping like a huge gill. This whole piece is flapping, and I could see inside his cheek and everything. It was pretty crazy.
Do you
But
have any cavities?
I didn't look for the cavities, but definitely saw the dog bite, the teeth marks in his face, and his filleted skin.
So you're qualified for this, B. Get over there.
I think I'm a little qualified, a little bit.
What do you got, Steve?
Linda Lee, member for 2 months.
Mm.
Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Calling Dr. Howard.
Yep.
We got another super from Jaqueline.
Jay
Be
Quellen.
careful now. Chloe is officially a protected witness.
She is.
Yeah.
Jay Quellen. You got something from AA
Aqua.
Ron?
Jaqueline?
Jay Quellen. Yeah, remember from Key and Peele? The TV
Oh,
show?
yeah.
And he's the school teacher in the
Yeah.
in the hood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Jay
say all
Quellen
those
and
names.
AA Ron. You done messed up, AA Ron.
Yep.
O'Shaughnessy and the O'Shag Hennessy.
Yep. I remember that.
I can see Gonzo taking a clip from that in the future.
Oh, it's great.
Aqua Ease gifted 5 memberships.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mag
Aqua.
in Florida. Mag in Florida. Member for 3 months.
Nice.
Attorney.
Go through an attorney journey. Agree, yeah.
Meatball Morrissey, Sketty Stain, super chat. The investigation is not closed. Read that BS note Rafferty wrote. It doesn't even say that. It says very strategically will be closed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, Balake. Where's
Yep.
Balake at?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I just said it like 3 or 4 times. You didn't answer the first time, Balake.
N. Ashley 66. Bev is the head. Super chat. Bev is the head judges in Norfolk Superior courtesy. Nobody's. I don't know why I can't read that.
Nobody to answer to.
Bev is the head judge in Norfolk.
So she's the head judge. So she answers to nobody. That I don't know how does somebody shouldn't get that much power. There should always be a group or somebody to watch over people because we're all human. Humans
If that's
make
the case,
mistakes.
if that's the case, we need to have a moment of silence for those people up there because they have no chance.
Yeah, I mean that's
Wow.
the Windows joke made me laugh so hard. It's a bad joke.
Thank you, Adriana, for the super.
Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be here. Freedom? But why did the other casinos call the cops about shootings? I was listening to the scanner during the shooting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you kind of
Yep.
addressed that.
Everybody
Yeah.
listened to the scanner. My wife was listening to the scanner. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
that night was over 45,000 people were listening to the scanner that night. We were still analog. We weren't digital yet. So everybody could listen. And the reason other casinos were calling about the shootings is because people were running into those casinos covered in blood saying there's an active shooter. So even though the active shooter is really a half mile down the street, people were coming into casinos all covered in blood saying, hey, there's an active shooter. So they just pick up the phone and call 911 and say, hey, there's an active shooter. Well, where are you at? Oh, I'm at New York, New York. All right, well, now we have an active shooter in New York, New York. You see how fast it spreads? It can spread like a wildfire. And in literally a minute, you could have 10 casinos saying you have 10 shooters. And that's what we thought. We thought it was like Mumbai.
Then I was going to say that too. With where that venue is located, you have 5 to 6 major casinos within
Yeah.
walking distance, literally
Well, yeah.
150, 200 yards.
Yeah, Mandalay Bay and Luxor are right next to each other. Excalibur's right next door to Luxor. MGM Grand is right across the street from New York, New York. Then you got Park MGM, which is right next to the T-Mobile, which is right next to New York, New York. And then you got Aria. So you see how fast just people running down the street. And then you got to remember, other people are saying they're seeing this. They're not even injured or covered in blood or anything, but they're seeing it as if like Steve ran up to me and said, hey, call the police. There's people being shot. So I'm going to call 911 or run into the hotel and say, hey, call 911. There's people being shot. So people are just doing what they're told. You know what I mean? They're just calling the police saying advising that there's an incident.
Yeah.
But it can spread like wildfire and it can get out of hand really quickly. And that's why you have to pay attention to what's around you and can't always go by with what you're told. You have to go with what also as a cop when you're in the moment with what you see, hear, and feel. Sometimes your gut might tell you, you know what? I don't think I should go this way. I think I should go this way. And for me, I think I always listen to my call it my spider sense.
Yep.
Your spider sense will guide you to where you need to go.
Yep. 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 Yep.
We got a $10 Venmo from Mary Ball.
Thank you.
She
Thank
says,
you.
"Thank you, Brian, Gonzo, and Steve for making a difference and for Gonzo's jokes."
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We all love Gonzo's jokes. I have a couple of them, but I think they're dirty. They're not appropriate for
Yeah, I gotta keep them clean. PG.
YouTube.
PG.
Yeah.
Got another super from Piney.
Thank you, Piney.
Or is that PINA? It could be, and I'm just spitballing here, that Bev is trying to get pulled off the case. These orders are wildly biased. What do you think? Thanks again.
She could be, but I don't, what would be the point of that, right? To get yourself pulled off. She wants to lead the dance, right? She's the conductor, right?
She's a dancing queen.
If she gets pulled off, she can't control. She has no control at all. So I don't know. I mean, I see what you're spitting, Piney Woods, but I think she wants to stay on. I think she feels like she's so powerful she can do whatever she wants and no one's going to say anything. She just doesn't even care anymore. And apparently, from what people are saying, she can. Sucks.
What would that mean, though? If you have to get a new judge in there, would they have to retrial the whole thing again, or
You can't do, but to me, it's too late.
Would that
She knows all the ins and out of the case. If you got another judge, you'd have to have this judge would come in and have to relearn everything. So to me, it just makes sense, even though she might seem biased or she is biased. Just keep everybody in place and let's just get this thing done, because that way everybody already knows everything.
Yeah.
Be
Be a great expense to the Commonwealth, though. Holy moly, those taxpayers
would be
paying some money.
Can you imagine, like, let's say they hired me and you, and we never even heard of Karen Reed, and me and you came in, and we had to go through this entire case from start to finish. It would take a little bit, you know what I mean?
Well, you and I would look at the evidence and say, no, this didn't
Yeah.
happen. It'd be done.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the whole reason we started this thing, was looking at the cops going, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Got anything else, Steve-O?
Yeah. We got a milestone for Megan. Megan.
Yeah. What a
Megan.
time to be alive.
I'm not doing well on changing.
Megan. You mean Megan? Megan.
2
Sorry,
months.
Megan. Steve can't read or speak today.
I'm referring
time
back
to be
to
alive.
Skit, and
Correct.
it's not going well. And Dawn M gifted 10 memberships. And then we've got some info from Melissa B. She looked it up, and there is a chief judge above Bev.
Okay.
More info from Melissa. People change their eye colors.
Hmm.
I mean, with contacts? That would be
Now?
the only way, right?
No, I think you can actually change it now with surgery. Yeah, you can actually change your eye color. Yeah. Because I think
Really?
I watch a lot of 90 Day Fiance and like weird reality shows. And hey, don't judge me. But I've seen people that change their
Too
eye
late. Our list says my color changes depending on my mood.
Whoa. Well, can you imagine if you get red eyes? That person's pissed off.
color. Ooh, if you really like a good show, my wife and I are watching the show called The Traitors. Great show. The Traitors. It's kind of
Oh,
like
is that-
it's like
Like
Survivor meets
Survivor?
It's like Survivor meets Clue. They got to figure out who's the traitors out of the faithfuls, and they're in this castle, and then they do challenges, and they kill people at night. They murder people, and people can win shields, and you got to figure out who the traitors are. It's very interesting. It's very cool. I like it.
I just started watching Survivor again.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got a
I
super.
do like Naked and Afraid. That's a good show. Naked and Afraid. Those people, man, I'll tell you what. Phew, they
I've
got
never
balls.
seen that.
Some do.
Yeah, and you can see them, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because
No,
they're
they're-
naked.
Oh yeah, you're butt naked and you're afraid, and they jump you in the middle of nowhere, naked and afraid, and you got to survive for like 14 days or something, man.
And what do you get?
I don't know, some money or something, a trophy or something.
Your clothes back.
You get your clothes back and a high five, free cup of coffee. I don't know, you get something.
I thought you said churros.
I wouldn't. That's for sure.
Super from Kelly Kel. Could you do a defense video for women? Walking alone can be scary when you're 5 foot and cute.
Well,
I don't
Gonzo
like
does
the-
that every night.
You know, the biggest thing about that is having your head up, right? Not
Yeah.
not buried on your phone, not paying
Yeah.
attention. When you pay attention and look at the people that are walking around you or towards you, they're less likely to do anything because you're looking at them. Okay, you're
Correct.
paying attention. That's
Correct.
the biggest deterrent for
Yep.
becoming a victim.
He's 100% right. Yeah. I always tell like my kids, my daughters, my wife, whenever you're walking out in public, what do you ever see? All you see is this, right? People with their phones. It's all you see. I tell everybody, put your phone away, put it in your pocket. Walk. Don't have your hands in your pockets. Keep your hands out. Keep your phone in your pocket. Look around. Right? When you're going up to your car, pull your keys out. You should have them already ready, being ready to unlock the door. And if there's people around you, you make eye contact with them, like Gonzo said. When bad guys see you and you see them, they're going to be like,
Not that one.
she knows what I look like now. And it's very little things that will change a person's mind from being a victim to a survivor.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, I think those things are helpful, but that won't stop all men.
No.
So they
No.
need some. It's
Yeah,
good to have training, whether that be with pepper spray or
Yeah,
or
pepper spray
just-
or the new tasers they have are amazing, man. They're amazing. And women, you should absolutely have those. The tasers and stun guns. You don't even have to touch them. They have a new glove out now that you can wear, and if you touch somebody and you activate it, it literally drops them. Because I saw that they're trying to introduce it to police departments all over the country. They call it the glove. It's really cool. So they have a lot of cool stuff for women nowadays that when you're out walking around. But you got also when you're getting gas. I've seen this before where they attack people getting gas, or they sneak into your car, grab your purse from the other side, or when you get into your car, they jump in your car and they kidnap you. Again, just pay attention to everything that's around you. When you're getting gas, don't stare at your phone. When you're getting gas, when I get gas, I'm staring around looking at around me. Just pay attention. That's all.
Yep.
Just being your head on a swivel and looking at people and making eye contact with people and saying hi to people will keep you from being a victim.
It's almost you almost want to be paranoid, but not paranoid, right? Because when you're paranoid, man, you're looking at everything, right?
Yep.
But you can't be paranoid because there's no reason to be. Just like Brian says, be aware of your surroundings,
Yeah.
keep your head on a swivel, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
we should get some of those products and shock each other and stuff on video. I think that would be
I'll do it. That'd be fun. Yeah.
that would be interesting, and maybe we can get a self-defense expert PhD on here and
Hey Gonzo, maybe we
Get more
should
tips.
maybe we should pepper spray Steve on camera.
Yep. Both eyes, same time.
I think I think he would really enjoy that.
We've been through it, both of us. So he's the only one.
I know.
Okay.
My ex-wife told me all about when they did it to her.
If
We'll
you're
get
gonna
you-
walk the walk, you have to talk the talk, son.
Get you to open
Hey.
your mouth and everything.
So wait, if I do that, are you guys gonna do it too, or you're gonna be like, nah, we've already done that?
No, we've already checked that box twice.
Maybe
If
we
you-
do some sort of fundraiser or something.
If you do it, I'll do
Anyway.
it. If you do it, I'll do it, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, maybe we should.
I know my kids want me to eat a hot pepper, do like a hot challenge, the 1 chip challenge or something, all of us. But man, I took the habanero pepper, Gonzo. You know how hot those are, right?
Yeah.
And they're not actually even that hot apparently, but I had like a Tic Tac size bite of it. Oh my gosh. I think I saw Jesus.
Roll medical.
Oh my gosh. The pain was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep.
So I
Have you
couldn't
seen
imagine
that interview show? I think it's called Hot Ones,
Yeah.
Yes.
where
Yes.
they
Yes, they eat the hot wings. It's very cool.
Dress up.
Yeah. That's a good concept. It's neat.
I like it. Yeah, we need to brainstorm and mix it up a little bit. But we've got a Venmo from Sicily. Thanks for all you do. Will you please tell us what you really think happened to Ojo? Thank you, Cicely in New Orleans.
Wow.
$10. Thank you.
Carry spray when I walk the dog. Yep, you should.
Oh,
What
let
do
me
we
hide
think
this.
really happened?
Yeah,
G,
sorry, hide that.
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think
Well,
happened?
The reason why could be that he wanted to get with Karen Reed. Another reason why is maybe John O'Keefe was trying to come clean with some information. right? And he got beat down in the basement where the weights were. And I think there was a group of guys down there. And you know how when one guy starts fighting and he's your buddy, you're going to throw in your sucker punches. And I think John O'Keefe got overwhelmed and even got bashed in the back of the head with a weight that was down there. And Chloe got in her 2 bites. And that was the wrap. That's my opinion.
I concur.
Steve,
I concur.
you're the Simon in the group. Do I get the golden ticket or no?
Yeah, you're the non-police officer. What does the evidence lead you?
Well, all I can say is the evidence does not prove to me that they're dying the way the prosecution, that he passed the way the prosecution claimed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the math doesn't math, and the work that the police did was just unacceptable in my opinion.
Yeah, shoddy
So-
at best.
Yeah. So should Karen go to jail for it? No, I don't believe so. I think something happened in that house, and we're never gonna know.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Meatball Morrissey Sketty Stain's been a member for 3 months and says, "How about Sandoval singing into the phone?"
Hmm.
I don't know that reference, but
I don't know that one either.
Does he have a good
Again,
voice?
Lori Marie's a new member. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you,
And
Lori.
Boston Brandy is also a new member.
Boston Brandy.
Lori, thank you, Boston Brandy. I know I got to do my. We got to do our videos. Slacking.
Hey, we are we gonna bring our you make the call back this series?
think-
We
I think
can
that's a-
we can do that, but
Go ahead.
But he's
Do we
reading
want-
chat.
do we? No. I'm way behind on the chats because I was reading the super, so I'm gonna have to go back. But do you want to continue with this
Yeah.
video?
Yeah, I want to get up to
Okay,
where
yeah.
Hickey Pinky gets on.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot we were even watching that video. Smash the like button. That's right.
Importantly, his own report doesn't discuss canine behavior at all. So in conclusion, on the qualifications prong, Your Honor, based upon Your Honor's standard, he's not a medical doctor. He's therefore not qualified to opine on the cause of the wounds to the decedent's right arm. The court need go no further than the qualifications prong to exclude all of his testimony because all of his report is regarding the cause of the wounds to the decedent's right arm. And it almost is common sense that when someone is trying to opine on the cause, the medical cause of injury, that if you're not a doctor, with regard to the issue, that you're not qualified. So now let's go to the methodology of Dr. Crosby. His methodology is essentially, he took measurements of one dog, a dog named Chloe, that it purports to be Chloe. He didn't document that it was. There's no documentation of that. But let's assume, hypothetically, it is this dog Chloe.
Sure. Let's say it's going.
So what does he do? He takes measurements. This is what he did first. And I'm
That's
gonna get to
Chloe.
what he's just recently submitted. So what does he do? He takes measurements, anesthetizes the dog, takes measurements of the teeth, and then he takes those measurements and he tries to apply them to photographs of the decedent's right arm. And he basically says in his methodology, I am measuring the distance between the canines, I'm taking other measurements of the dog's dentition, and then I'm going to compare them to the decedent's right arm in a photograph, and I am going to opine that the measurements of the dentition don't match up with the measurements and distance of the wounds on the right arm. Therefore, this dog couldn't have caused these injuries, and therefore these wounds are not caused by a dog, and this dog, so he says not only not Chloe, but no dog. Then he goes even further and he says, and I believe the cause is some sharp object. So now we have him going even beyond a dog, and he's claiming that it was caused by a sharp object. It just goes to show you how far he is afield of what he is doing. So he's not a medical doctor, so he's now performing essentially another diagnosis of the wounds to a human. He provides zero evidence of any experience in determining whether a wound on a human is caused by a dog or a sharp object. And his methodology, Your Honor, is remarkable for several other reasons. First, he uses a hospital wristband to take his measurements because the photographs of the autopsy didn't have the ABFO ruler in them. So he tries to use the wristband as a surrogate for his measurements. He provides no support whatsoever for using that surrogate. And what do I mean by support, Your Honor? For an expert to justify a methodology, they've got two ways to do it. The most prominent and common is that the methodology is generally accepted in the relevant scientific or medical field. He provides zero, and I mean zero, words to tether his methodology to a commonly accepted practice, meaning his methodology that he used, he doesn't show any support for that at all, let alone it's commonly accepted. He doesn't cite to one study, he doesn't cite to one scientific publication that says this is a permissible way to determine whether a bite is from a dog. So the burden, as Your Honor knows, is on the Commonwealth to establish the methodology. And I note, Your Honor, that the Commonwealth, in its first response, states...
Hey, pause it, Steve.
You see, this girl said she's 120 wristbands tall. Then somebody wrote when at Chris or at Thanksgiving I had to let my pants out two wristbands.
But that's perfect because it's a fucking joke, Brian.
I know. Anytime you show something, you have to have the ruler there. There's a reason for that, so you can show the exact measurements. There's a reason for that.
Anytime you take a picture, you have to have something that you can reference to.
Yes.
Now, listen. If you're taking a field picture of a house, right? You've got immovable posts, right? You got a flagpole, you got whatever. You can measure that, and then you can mathematically, above my pay scale, figure things out, right?
Yeah.
The same thing is when you have a picture of a ruler that's the CSI, they always have it, and they always lay it down, or a known object, a cone that they can measure from.
Yeah, there's a reason they do that. Yeah, it's 100% reason they do that, man. It's for this purpose.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, can you find where Hanky Panky jumps into the video and just fast forward to there?
We got comedians in the chat.
In your opinion, is this guy qualified to be a dog bite expert?
No. Well, sure. Why not?
Right? He got his license out of a Cracker Jack box, if you ask me.
Yeah, he's fine. I'll allow it.
And she does.
So are you saying there's after Leslie, there's just him at the end, or?
No, he jumps in after Alessi to argue his points of why this psychological doctor is well experienced in the field of dog bites. It should be just a few minutes after that, I think.
I think it's around here.
Yeah, hospital wristbands are definitely better than a ruler. I agree.
Maybe before I start that, people are giving asking questions and giving recommendations about some things we talked about a little earlier. They want taser recommendations. They're talking about the traders. A lot of people, I guess that's a big thing. I got to catch up.
TV show. Yeah, we're talking about Traders, the TV show, not like Traders in real life.
I guess Sandoval,
Traders.
The Sandoval reference was a guy from Traders. But Annie Deb loves the Traders and Emily D. Baker.
Yeah, it's a
So-
great show. It makes you think. There was even a cop on there, retired cop, and he did pretty well. You know, and of course everybody's bragging about how they can read people. There's a magician on there now. We're watching. I'm a professional at reading people and blah blah blah, and then they pick the traitors and they're wrong. You know.
We can do an episode of taser unboxings and then zap each other.
That one and 90 Day Fiance. My wife and I love 90 Day Fiance. All of them. We watch like 10 different ones. And Love After Lockup. I like that one too.
We've got a super from Monique. She wants to know, what do you call it when someone is hit by a vehicle and leaves scene? Is it unalive, hit and run, manslaughter? By the way, thank you for all you do.
Well, if it was meant, if the person who was hitting the car said, I'm going to run you over, then it's, you know, the M word. If it's an accident, then it's vehicular manslaughter, right?
Yeah.
Hit and run would be manslaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, leaving the scene of a crime, leaving the scene of an accident.
Yeah.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or vehicular homicide if you meant to hit him.
Yeah. Do the
Timely
pepper.
Manor says yes, do the pepper.
I'll drink Dr. Pepper all day long.
Well, maybe we should set up like a live here in Vegas where whoever's in town, they can come out and participate, and you could spray them too.
Oh my
Gotta
God.
sign a waiver.
Pepper spray or the habanero, man.
Both
I don't.
at the
Gee,
same
can you
time.
can you take a habanero pepper?
Yeah,
I'll try it.
Have you ever had one?
I did a ghost pepper before, and that was hot.
I don't think
And-
I could do a ghost pepper. Is that hotter than habanero?
Listen,
Sounds hotter.
no, ever since I had my gallbladder removed, spicy
Oh.
food might kill me. So I don't know if I'll do that. Unless
Yeah.
you want to do an RIP in my place. Or my
Yeah, I don't have a gallbladder either. Neither one of us has a gallbladder anymore.
Wore those
Well,
things
I
out.
Uh,
I guess they're doing the pepper and the pepper spray.
my son can eat
Uh,
hot stuff. It don't bother him at all. But man, he
Got
could be
another-
my pinch hitter.
Yeah,
He could be my sit-in.
yeah.
Steve, you against my son. Yeah. Habanero pepper. Or no, we'll do the one chip challenge. Hottest chip in the world. How
I've
you
never
feeling?
done that.
Oh, you'll be perfect for it. You're a ginger. You're good.
We've got, yeah, have no soul. We've got another super from Glamasu's. Can we do? Oh, my cat decided to run across. Can we do flashcards for Crosby? Dog bite or no dog bite? And
See
check
how
how
good
good
he
he really is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Oh,
Cool
let's go back
flashcards.
to the traders. All right, I will go collect some more comments and supers.
So this
And,
next part, Brian, is Hanky Panky trying to argue his reason why they should keep their dog expert.
All right.
I think this is the right spot. Let me know if you need me to go forward or back, Gonzo.
All right.
Crosby is not going to testify that this injury appeared to have been caused by some shock object, is he? Are you planning on bringing that in?
I wouldn't ask him to do that, no.
All right, so I'll move.
Yeah. Mr. Alisi tries to point out differences between Dr. Russell and Dr. Crosby, and there's always going to be differences between experts. One difference is that Dr. Crosby has actually testified in state and federal courts regarding dog bites before, where Dr. Russell never had before this case. And so, in preparation for Dr. Russell, we provided not only a CV, a history of his education, but also an actual report. An actual report of what Dr. Crosby did, the methodology explaining his analysis, his examination of Chloe, and his testing. And that was provided to the defense prior to any testimony that he will have on the stand.
See, now that's some bullshit.
When we look at the summary that's provided, Dr. Crosby has testified in numerous cases before. So those courts seem to disagree with Mr. Alisi's opinion. In addition, Dr. Crosby set out in his package numerous different journals and publications that he relied upon in this case. There are a number of publications, I won't read them all to the court, but we can see that he relied on books regarding bite mark evidence, human bites versus dog bites, forensic study of dog attacks on humans, a focus on bite mark analysis.
Pause it, Steve.
Comprehensive variable mechanisms of dog.
Do you see what he just said? that he relied on books of other
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
many publications, I'm not going to list them. No,
Yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
so you looked at some books. That's good. What
He
about real
doesn't,
life?
he
What about
doesn't,
real life experience? Not looking at
exactly.
books. You can look at books all day. Books don't mean anything until you see it in real life.
Well, folks, listen, 5 or 6 books can have 5 different opinions, right? Of what causes something. But when you experience it like Dr. Russell over and over and over 300 or whatever she said,
Yeah.
there's a pattern that gets established,
Yeah,
right?
you need to see it. Yeah, you need to feel it, see it in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead,
If you're
roll,
going to be
Steve.
an SME or a doctor or an expert, you gotta really be an expert.
Related deaths, life-threatening dog attacks, a devastating combination of penetrating and blunt injuries, fatal and near-fatal animal bite injuries, on and on. These are materials that he has studied, he's familiar with. Dr. Crosby has the qualifications to testify, not simply because he's testified in state and federal courts before this case, but also because of his studies and his education. It seems as though Attorney Lisi is trying to bind the court regarding a comment of the necessity for a medical doctor. There is no requisite that an expert in this field needs to be a medical doctor. There is no cases that they provide that bind that limitation. The qualifications of Dr. Crosby are outstanding and significant. He studied at the College of Veterinary Medicine. He completed coursework in forensic animal behavior analysis, animal crime scene, bite mark analysis, veterinary forensic pathology, forensic crime scenes. He is often called to go to autopsies around the country to study wounds and determine if they are bite marks, if they are dog wounds, and if they can be attributed to a particular dog. He served as acting chief.
Is that in the papers?
The different autopsies he has, and I can supplement the autopsies he's been to, and I can also supplement specific cases where he's qualified. He has listed a number of cases in the back of his package.
So do I have the exhibits that I have are attached to the Commonwealth's, the defendant's motion?
They
So
have-
I don't know that I have all the reports.
Exhibit 1 has Dr. Crosby's report that has all this information in it.
Okay.
And as I mentioned on the previous tape, Dr. Crosby actually went and examined Chloe. And when he did that, he verified that it was in fact Chloe. He did molds of Chloe, and there was a subsequent report regarding those molds, which clearly demonstrate that the distance in those wounds are not anywhere near consistent with Chloe's spacing in his teeth.
So sort of as an aside, based on what Mr. Leslie argued, the verification that it was in fact Chloe, has the Commonwealth provided that information to the defense?
We have, and we can provide that as a supplement to the court, the verification of Chloe, and we can also provide to the court the bite mold analysis.
Pause it.
of Dr.
Pause it.
which is not
I
in
have
fact-
I think that's attached here. I have the photo.
Karen Reed knows, right? 'Cause she sees every document that comes in,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's got her thumb on everything. If she's shaking her head,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that means that they haven't got it,
yeah.
right?
And she was shaking her head. She was like, "Come
Yep.
on."
Yep. So where's the cross examination from there from Bev? Hey, are you sure you got it? Do you have it? No, you don't. Why wasn't it? What date did you get it? What date did you submit it to the defense?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's none of that.
I know.
None of that.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on and on and on about his certificates or whatever he said they were.
Gives a
On
shit
and
about
on.
certificates. Yeah.
Dude, real life experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Due to my training and experience, it always boils down to,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
I don't think he has near the experience or the training of Dr. Russell,
Yeah, I agree.
right? Especially when you bring
agree.
out that you're using your medical wristband as, I get it. It's good for ingenuity, right?
Yeah.
Good for ingenuity, but it's not a scientific method.
Right.
When you're dealing with stuff like this, it has to be a known scientific method that's been used in previous K courses before, right?
Yeah.
To be allowed. He's just throwing it out there. Hey, I used this. I did this. I might have. Well, I participated in an autopsy, but I didn't really cut. I was just watching.
That's
Right.
why I always say one of the greatest sayings on planet Earth is there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path.
Yes, sir.
You can know the path forever, but then the day you got to walk it, it might be completely 100% different.
Yes, sir.
So,
Roll it, Steve.
That's part of the original report, but then he actually took a mold of Chloe's jaw and teeth and then I asked him to supplement the report regarding the mold.
And that's been provided to the defense?
It has not been provided in this package, so I can provide that to the court.
Has that been
So I'll
provided?
supplement those
She doesn't even know.
for the court's reference. In addition to his experience, he was chief of animal care protective services in the city of Jacksonville. He had oversight and approval of criminal investigations. He trained staff in dog bite and dangerous dog investigations. He served as the animal control division manager for Bay County, Florida from February 2008 to 2010. He has training and experience, including certifications in humane euthanasia of animals, legal restrictions of methods and reasons for euthanasia. He's investigated numerous complaints of dog bites. And
Who
dog
gives a
behavior.
shit about he knows how to kill dogs?
I had shown the book to Dr. Russell when she was cross-examined. He has a number of engagements where he teaches. Dr. Crosby is well recognized in the field. He has employment in other projects other than his business.
Whatever.
Other employments.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think Bev's just listening to what he's saying and eating it and gonna allow everything he says, right? We have the technical
Yeah.
difficulties there, Steve-O?
I mean, hey, he had classes on dog pet euthanasia. What
Yeah.
the hell has that got to do with this case?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yep.
Can we keep it pertinent to Karen Reed's case, or keep it pertinent to anything at all? Versus there's nothing to do with euthanasia in this case.
Well, Hanky Panky's just trying to prove a point that he's educated, right?
Yeah, but educated in all the wrong areas. I mean, all right, so he ran a dog kennel. What did he fucking do?
He's a
You know
dog
what I
trainer.
mean?
Yeah,
Well, I've been bit by many dogs, ma'am, so I'm an expert.
yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
So, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with the video. I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Steve's, where you at, Steve? They beaming you up?
He's probably gonna blame it on this cat. She walked across the board.
All right, well, let's go to the chat then.
Yeah. What does the chat say? No okay, no dog DNA. Pig DNA. But yet he let her Hanky Panky says there's no animal DNA found, right? But
Right.
they just said he just said that there was found a pig DNA was found. Well, if there's no animal, how is a pig DNA found on there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, like Remy said, the mold is 3 years later. Like, really? Yeah.
I
You know,
lose
guess
teeth.
what changes in your mouth? Your mouth. In 3
Yeah.
years, your mouth friggin' changes. My mouth seems to friggin' change overnight.
Especially for an animal. For a dog,
Yeah.
they're always changing.
Yeah, come on, man. This is just, that's stupid. That's
My dog gets snaggletooth. I go, where did you get that one from? What happened, Steve?
My internet's down.
Yeah,
So-
see, dog mouth drastically changes from age of 7. Yeah, yeah. The DNA, dog DNA not found. Yep. Piggins DNA. That Piggins.
Well, you know what? Honestly, check this out, B.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What I could see why they could be pig DNA on John O'Keefe because a police officer, their nickname is Pigs.
Yeah, pigs.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Piggies.
Yep. Yep.
Think it was a saber tooth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, did they even test his arm for the DNA? I guess they did. I think that's how they got the pig
They
DNA.
did. Dr. Russell said when Lally was asking her, or Panky was asking her, how come there was no dog DNA? He goes, well, it wasn't tested correctly. You know?
Yeah, yeah, and it
Just
depends on
because
where
they
you
find it
swab,
doesn't
how
mean-
you swab.
Yeah. Just because you didn't find it doesn't mean it wasn't there.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. And seeing how everybody did the job, amazing job of evidence collection.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with they probably did the same kind of job for this, right? For the dog.
Well, they said that his clothes was soaked. I wouldn't put him past it if they didn't run it through a damn hose. You know.
Let's hose it off and clean it up first before we impound it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't swab his wounds. Yeah, butcher's paper. Yep.
Well, they allowed. Well, yeah, it was the butcher's peppers that they just take off the bacon.
Yeah,
And
they
get
only
it to 'em?
tested one solo cup. No reason to test all the solo cups. Yeah,
No.
just, hey, we got blood in this one. It looks like blood. Maybe it could be dirt. Who knows? We'll just test this one. We're good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Beeb.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see who I really want to see who they call up to testify.
Yeah.
Are they going to bring everybody right back up to testify again? Like, I'm really anxious to see who they bring up.
I would because you get them in a perjury situation, right?
Yeah,
See how many change the story. They're going to change the story. You know damn well they are, or they're
Yeah.
going to say it was an oversight, or I don't
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It'll
It's
be
gonna boil-
interesting.
It's going to boil down to the jury and who's controlling the jury.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be an officer like last time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Hey, Steve.
Yo.
So can we run? You make the call, or no?
Well, my computer right now is not on the internet, so I'm restarting some things in the background.
Okay.
Um,
You're just going off cell data right now.
Yeah, I tethered my iPad to cell.
Okay.
No chain
So-
of custody on anything. Nope. No chain of custody.
Let me see if we have any supers that I missed while I was trying to restart everything.
Yeah, they might have only tested his hoodie and not his actual arm.
Who's to say?
I can try to tether my computer to my phone too and see what happens, but it might be
Glitchy. Yeah.
it
it's
might
not
be.
worth
We
that.
can try it. Boston Rob from Survivor and I guess Traders Now, they're saying he's from Canton. It's interesting.
Yeah, Boston Rob. Yeah, he was good. He got voted out. Oh, well, I don't want to say nothing in case people watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. No.
No spoilers.
Melissa V, I think she wants to see some taser testing.
Oh, I bet she does.
Sorry, I'm doing 20 things at once here. Shock and horror. That would definitely be a fun fundraiser.
Fun for who?
Going
Fun for
back to
who?
the OC spray, right? What's OC
Shock and
stand
horror.
for?
Listen, the OC spray doesn't go away in one day. It stays with you for 4 or 5 days.
OC stands for oleo resin capsicum.
Yeah. It's a bad juju.
OC, oleo resin capsicum. Very painful. Very painful.
Wow.
They make you get sprayed in the academy.
Good morning, Mayor. Laura Goffin for Commonwealth.
Good morning, Mr. Bluffman.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, they make you get sprayed in the academy and then do a scenario and
You have to go like this.
well, you try to do that, but it gets in both eyes anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It's pointless.
And then at the end of your scenario, you have a guy come at you with something in his hands or nothing in his hands, and they want to see that you can actually open your eyes and visually see before you pull the trigger, just
Yeah.
because your pepper spray is in your
And
eyes.
fight. You have to be able to fight too and
And you
get
gotta
radio
be able to
traffic
fight.
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather do the pepper challenge than the OC spray.
I
Pepper
can't do
challenge
pepper
would be
challenge.
fun.
Man. I would die with my gut.
Yeah, I might die as well. We'll see.
Brian, who's watching on X, wants to know where you got that cool navy blue FKR hat, Gonzo.
LTL Media.
Yep.
Let's Talk Live, Brian.
We don't know where he
covers,
got them.
Yeah, go to his website because I think he donates his proceeds too as well. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, does he
But,
sell these?
Huh?
Does he sell these hats? I gotta look that up.
I don't know.
I don't know. We got those when we came back east. He gave us 3 of them. Remember? Mine.
Yeah.
Mine. I let you guys pick first. Mine says Karen Reed. Mine's at the house.
Yeah. So run over to his website or his YouTube and hit him up there. See what he has to say. He was on the chat there for a minute. Maybe we need to ask him later.
Yeah, he has to work today. So I'm trying to get everybody on here. Turtle Boy didn't work out for today, obviously.
Yeah.
Piney Wood says check your coffee gifts, and we do have a gift of 5 coffees. I can't check it right now. Well, hang on.
Dude, I went and ordered some Mexican chocolate infused coffee. Ooh, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
Susie Costello bought us 5 coffees. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you,
She
Susie.
says, you guys are the best. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Jaqueline.
Jaqueline. Jaqueline.
She owns I don't know why I can't say it right. I own a GSD. Put me in, coach.
GSD.
What's GSD? Inform me, guys.
GSD.
I don't do with just letters. Do good with letters. I need the whole kit and caboodle.
What you got, Jake Quillen? What's a GSD? What kind of is that? I'm assuming a taser.
German Shepherd dog.
German Shepherd dog.
All right. Proctor's Hard Time into Big House Super Chat. The Innocence Project has an article called "Why Bite Science Should Never Be Used in Criminal Trials."
Oh, it's a German Shepherd dog. Gotcha.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Good job, Steve.
Another super from Galaxy Girl. Boston Rob is from Canton, Mass. I saw him in the Canton Library like 15 years ago and asked for his autograph. Thanks for all you do. Canton needs it.
Years. 15 years.
I got to work on my accent.
I got it.
Boston Rob. Boston.
Boy.
Yeah. He's good. I like him I liked him on the show. He's good.
Gotta get it from the diaphragm.
He's still married to Amber, isn't he? Amber. All right. Hey, G, I have the video back. I don't know how far we were, if we want to continue on that.
Deal with human biting, not.
Let's just go. Let's just run for a few more until he gets off the stand there. He only on there for a few minutes.
Dog biting.
Is this where we were?
Methodology
Yeah.
set out very clearly on how he came to his determinations, what he did in his study. He actually engaged in an investigation in this case before providing his opinions. So Dr. Crosby is well qualified. He has been accepted in state and federal courts before this case. He did a thorough examination. He has ample support for his training and experience, and his opinions are soundly based, not on hypothetical or rhetoric, but on the facts, on the details in this case. He has never changed his position from one event to another. It has always been the same in this report, has not wavered, and he is highly qualified to appear in this case in rebuttal if necessary, if Dr. Russell is to take the stand and provide some or any of the opinions that she provided before.
All right, so just to be clear, the Commonwealth does not intend, if I permit the testimony, does not intend to call him in your case in chief?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, Mr. Leslie, any follow-up?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Listen to what he says, Brian. He drops the hammer on Hanky Panky.
The Commonwealth did not address in its presentation, you heard, one probative, legal, or factual point I made because they can't. Specifically, the Commonwealth just stated that Dr. Crosby has testified in court numerous times. On what? It's important. You can be qualified to testify, and if it's what Dr. Crosby does on behavior, dog behavior, was the dog an aggressive dog? I get it, but the Commonwealth never said that in even one of those cases, Dr. Crosby testified on whether the cause of a wound was from a wound to a human was from a dog. It wasn't mentioned. There's no case provided. As best as I could, I looked at those cases. I couldn't find many of them, but I didn't see any indication that he testified and was allowed to testify that the cause of this wound on a human was from a dog or a specific dog. Point number 2. Mr. Brennan mentioned he cited numerous journals. Your Honor, I would ask the court to take a look at his report. There is now...
So that's Exhibit 1.
Yes, exactly.
Just give me a minute. Just put it back.
This is what he says.
All right, so what page?
Every page. The point is, there's not one footnote in any of his reports. So he
Every
does
page.
go
Every
through
page, there's not one.
purported methodology. I've never said he didn't present a methodology. My point is, his methodology is not accepted, let alone generally accepted, and nowhere in his report does he say this methodology, this measurement methodology, is accepted at all. And you have to either show in Dalbert Lanigan that either your methodology is generally accepted in the relevant medical community, or that you can satisfy the Dalbert factors, which I'm going to get to. But Mr. Brennan said he cites to numerous journals. Your Honor, this is what Mr. Brennan has to be referring to.
Listen.
If Your Honor would please turn to the end of the report. This starts on NDAO 1400. Very much toward the back.
Patiently waiting to drop a
So
bomb.
he's got it in alphabetical order. Importantly, the page before, 1399, at the bottom is entitled References and Materials Consulted That May Affect My Opinions in This Case. You can't have an expert report that does a data dump of references and says, there might be something in here that I might have considered that might affect my opinions in the case. And that's exactly what he did. And the only conclusion I draw from this is his methodology isn't in any of them, because if he had to cite which one of these contained his methodology, he would have to be creating fiction. So when Mr. Brennan says he cited numerous jurors, well, he
May apply.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too confident to me, buddy.
No. You can have any methodology you want. Doesn't make you an SME, right? If you're going to be a subject matter expert, you need to talk on very specific stuff and about exactly what's happening with this case. It, like he said, he's going to be speaking on fiction. He's just making stuff up.
Yep. Proven methodology is what you need to rely on. Hey, Steve, can you go to the very end where Hanky Panky gets back on the stage after Lassie? Because there's something that Hanky Panky says
but where does he tell
that I want to get out.
Criticized.
After that?
Yep, keep going.
Where is my position? She introduced this idea. My position is based upon Dr. Crosby's own report that doesn't tether it to a study or general acceptance, and Dr. Crosby's own theses that don't even mention the methodology that he is trying to put forth in this case.
Hey, Steve, go ahead and jump on here because I want you to see your expression.
On page 6 and 7, Dr. Crosby offers court cases in which he has testified and provided expert opinion. I will give you specific cases where he's been qualified in state and federal court. Mr. Lisi harps on the idea of methodology. If we remember Dr. Crosby's testimony, it wasn't until later in her testimony that she introduced this idea of pattern recognition analysis. And we hear very little about the details. What we knew or learned from Dr. Russell is that she couldn't identify any of the wounds, none of them independently, just collectively. In fact, I think she opined that she was the only
Pause for a sec, Steve.
in the country that really could perfect the art.
Is this toward? Is it? Yeah. Oh my! Is this toward the end of the video?
Yeah, there's only a couple minutes left.
Okay, I want to make sure that I get his last few comments.
Pattern recognition analysis. Attorney Lisi's arguments are the fact that he doesn't like the way Dr. Crosby wrote his report. But what I can say for Dr. Crosby is at least he wrote his own report. And when you look at Dr. Russell's affidavit in support, there's something, to be intellectually honest about it, striking. Kind of like her original report, where it was clear to me that it wasn't fully written by Dr. Russell. You look at that affidavit, it is not consistent with the testimony or the mannerism or the way that expert speaks. And so a lawyer can craft an affidavit and help craft a report so it meets their idiosyncrasies, but that is not the arbiter if somebody's qualified. Dr. Crosby is qualified, he has experience, he's testified and been accepted by courts before. Thank you.
I don't feel like that's the right vibe. I think you got the vibe.
What do you think of that last comment that he says, I don't think Dr. Russell wrote her own paper? Steve, what do you think?
I think these guys will just say anything at this point. How can he determine who wrote that?
That's exactly what I was thinking, man. Just trying to throw a monkey wrench in the machine, dude. That's all he's trying to do.
Yep.
It does not flow with how she speaks.
Yeah. 30 years plus, well, no, over 30 years of experience, right? From being law enforcement, a nurse, now a doctor, right?
You know who he reminds me of is the one of the guys from The Princess Bride.
The
one that says you killed my father?
No, the other guy, the guy's right hand
Inconceivable?
man. He's like a little snaky kind of, I don't know. Also, the guy
Inconceivable
from
guy.
Saturday Night Live from the '80s. He reminds me of that guy too,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is the same actor,
Inconceivable.
from Saturday Night Live and The Princess Bride.
He always had a little lisp.
Yeah, yeah, and he's very sneaky and yeah, just
Yeah. Yep.
not a good character.
Yeah.
Dang it.
That last comment really pissed me off. Trying to
No.
discredit Dr. Russell.
Do you guys see the?
Especially
see-
with who he has as his expert. Like, how are you even comparing the two?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like having a seasoned SWAT guy and a 1-year cop, and you're going to compare them. Like,
Yeah.
there's no comparison.
Yeah. That's the end of the video, Steve, by the way.
Yeah, I was trying to show a shirt that
Oh, yeah.
Brian LTL has on his website, but when I go to share the screen, I'll try again.
Brian, say your thing. It's 2025. Can we get internet around here these days?
I know. Hey, at least you guys aren't glitching today like normal. Normal, you guys are like Transformers for a little bit. Today is almost no glitching at all. It's actually nice.
Can you see that? The oops, I can't point to it. The CSI starter kit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
exactly.
awesome.
Inside.
Oh, I gotta get one of those. I gotta get one of those side by.
Yeah.
I love it.
These are Brian LTL, really good dude,
I love it.
friend of the show.
The CSI starter kit. I love it. That's a great idea, Brian. You're a genius.
Well, we're coming up on 2 hours, Steve. What do you think? Hold off on
Well,
that.
we got 1,700 people listening with bated breath.
Well, we could
Everything you say.
We can do you make the call. Just do with the first video and just go from there. We can get
The
somebody.
First one's going to traumatize somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, if we do that, it's a trigger warning. You know, sensitive viewers may not want to watch.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we've got some comments here, though, from our good friend Scott McGinnis.
Okay.
Talking about when they spray people with OC, everyone around kind of gets
Yep.
OC'd along with it.
They kind of changed it to a jail now, though. They changed it to a jail, so it's not so. It doesn't swath everybody as much.
Are you saying a jail or jail?
Jail.
Jail?
Like, no, not
You're
jail.
going to jail.
No, jail.
Gel.
That's what you said, jail.
Gel. Yeah. It's not spray anymore. It's a
It's
gel.
a gel.
You got jail in your hair.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Gel. GEL. It's a pepper spray gel.
Yeah.
Comes
That's
out
not
like
what he
it
said.
I know.
I said gel. I said gel.
He's an idiot.
How can you say it differently? Gel. It's the same word. It's not the same word, but I mean.
Well, one is gel, and the other one is gel.
Oh.
So yeah, they changed it to a pepper gel. So it's not really a spray anymore.
I've
And
said this
wanted.
once, and I'll say it again. English was not my first language,
That is
mofo.
correct. Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
So it doesn't spray like normally in the wind. You can't spray it in a room. You don't spray it because it affects everybody around you. But now with the gel, it doesn't go as not as aerosol as the spray before, so it doesn't go in the air as much.
All right.
I can just see Gonzo like a little like solo cop. Hey, I'm gonna take you to jail.
You take me to jail?
What kind of
Jail,
gel are
man.
you selling?
Gonna take
What?
you to
I
jail.
put it in my hair. Gonzo, read that one.
Are Steve and Gonzo related? They look well. We could be
Yeah.
brothers
Just
from a
because we
different
have
mother.
hair
Yeah.
and no hair.
Yeah.
I have hair. I have hair.
It's fate, my boy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fate,
all
my
over.
boy.
Full
Yes,
head
it
of
is.
hair. Well, the lights make it look
Oh
thinner.
yeah, sure. That's what I
I
said.
got a full
too.
head of hair. Shut up.
Brian, I
Right.
heard you're going to Turkey for some implants. Denise Rose says they need to add LB cops to the defense on how to properly respond to a death crime scene.
Mm.
I agree. I agree. At least in Canton.
Then Tivo Americano says, don't do any fundraiser that hurts yourselves, please.
Let me
Better
say this.
smoke.
My eyes are already hurt looking at these two ugly mugs.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to get hurt to eating hot peppers.
Can we eat mushrooms on YouTube? Is that allowed? I've never done that.
Oh, well. Well,
I don't think we all get to do the episode.
Would do mushrooms while getting pepper sprayed while eating peppers.
oh. That would not be fun.
No.
Shout
You
out
know-
to Brian LTL Media. He has a stream today at 5, I assume Eastern time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy fundraiser. So yeah, catch that. Which that's coming up quick here. Then
It should be starting in 2 minutes.
yeah. So maybe we should cut out and let
Yeah.
Yep. Let Brian take over.
we'll hang a few extra minutes and then everybody can go over there and say LVCopsTV sent us.
Yep.
Yep. Go see
And by the
Brian
way-
at LTO.
By the way, again, our merch goes, our profits go to Karen Reed. So jump on there, get something.
All of it. All of it.
Yep. And we just made a donation the other day of just under $200 thanks to you guys buying the merch.
Yep.
The link to the merch is always in the descriptions of the videos.
Nice Under Armour jacket, which I love. I really
I
do
use
love
this every day now.
Yep. I got
My
one.
wife says I have a Stanley.
I don't believe in LA cops. I don't buy any merch.
mug.
Where did I leave off?
Some kind of super chat or
Scott McGinnis said he had an accidental OC discharge in his locker.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that does happen. Gonzo, I don't know. Well, no, I was at Northeast when this happened. There was two guys, two officers driving down the street. One of them pushed. We used to keep the big container. What was the canister?
Devastator.
The Devastator. So it looks like a fire hydrant or a fire extinguisher. We used to keep that behind our heads, behind our seats. Well, my buddy put his seat back and he pushed real hard, and one of the screws hit the canister. Boom! It exploded the whole Devastator inside the car. All you see is orange stuff come out of the windows, and you see two cops stop, throw it in park, and roll out of the car because I was right behind them.
Yep.
And I was like, holy crap. I was like, what the heck was that? And then as soon as I ran up to the car to help him, you could smell the pepper spray. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Was that Tiff said you got to do? You make the call.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're like I said, we're 2 hours in, so we can.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Give me
want
a
to
little-
extend it and do that real quick?
Hey, run the intro. Just the intro. We'll do it. We'll do one midweek. What do you think?
Yeah, because we don't want to take away from Brian's. He's doing a turtle.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we don't want to. This way, everybody who's watching us, please go over and watch Brian LTL. He's doing the Turtle Boy fundraiser. Help him out. It will help us out, helping him out because we're all family, right? We all work together. All of us YouTubers playing
For the
together.
cause. It's for the cause.
Yep, help each other as much as we can. Yeah, it's not a competition, like Steve said. It's
Melissa and Mama Bug 107 say the hats are from at Bama on Etsy. These
Okay.
hats.
oh, okay.
So check Etsy for Bama, I guess it is.
Yeah.
At Bowman.
Anyway, you guys have been very active today in the chat. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the supers and the Venmos and the coffees and just being here with us. Most
12
importantly.
donuts. 12 donuts for everybody.
And of course, members as well. Thank you so much.
Yep.
12 donuts.
Yeah.
Um,
Roll. Hey Steve, roll the intro to. You make the call.
oh, just the intro with
Yep.
the okay. All right.
and then
give me
fade
a
it
second.
out, and then Brian and I will send out off the channel after that.
Gonzo worked hard on this.
I did.
Yeah, Gonzo does all the video stuff.
Yep.
That they watch, and then I do the stuff post.
Yeah.
But I noticed that video today. The court was really low. We got to figure out how to make that a little louder.
I even turned it up. It was bad on everybody's channel.
Was it?
I even tried to AI enhance. Made everybody sound like robots.
They're talking gibberish
Yeah,
to me now.
they are. They are.
Where the heck did I put that video? I just had it.
I don't know, but it is pretty cool. You make the call.
Right?
All right, I'm gonna have to get it from the G.
Pretty soon, Brian, you'll be doing this kind of stuff, editing videos with that big refrigerator you got.
That big refrigerator I got here in front of me. My gosh.
He was thinking about you, man. He wanted to make sure you could see it.
This is no travel size computer, people. This is like literally.
It's a check-in bag is what it is.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. But it's nice because now I can actually see the chat. It's actually very cool because yeah, I can see everything. It's nice.
All right, here we go. I think he's going to roll it. This is going to be, we're going to probably do this hopefully next week. Do an episode. You make the call. Just like that, 2 hours are gone, buddy.
I know. LV Cops, this is how you did it in Vegas, but this is how we do it in Massachusetts. Yep.
You Make the Call, the show where real-life experience meets real-time decisions. Hosted by 2 retired police officers with decades of service under their belts, we're here to share the lessons we've learned from the front lines. But this isn't just about storytelling. It's about putting you in our shoes. Each episode will take you through real-world scenarios, giving you the chance to decide, what would you do? Do you have what it takes to make the call? Let's find out.
Let's go!
Let's do it. That's cool. I like it. Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. Very great. Very cool introduction to the shit, to that skit. You done good, Gene.
They're calling it the game show.
The game show. Well, that's a perfect intro. You did good.
All right. Send us out, B.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We had a great time today.
Yeah.
It's very nice being able to see the chat. And I'll tell you, you guys are like comedians. I love it. We have some of the best subs in the world because you guys are killing it. All right, I gotta stop looking because I'm in scroll heaven over here.
Get a guy a new toy and look what he does.
I know, right? And make sure you comment on YouTube. I hit almost every YouTube. Gonzo hits them a little bit, but YouTube's more my jam. I enjoy reacting to your comments and commenting back. So keep that up. We enjoy it. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. Thank you for supporting Karen Reed. Thank you for supporting Turtle Boy and LTL and everybody, Maz Media, everybody, Microdots, everyone who's helping out, Nurse Kim.
Young Jerks.
Melanie Little, Young Jerks. Yep. Go over now, if you don't mind, to LTL Media. Help out him and help out Turtle Boy. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for supporting us. We appreciate it. We are honored and humbled that you even like us. So thanks for watching.
And for those that are still serving, have a safe tour of duty.
Make a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas.
Always.
Peace. Badoosh.
That button.
Badoosh that like button.
1 Sam 5 and 1 Sam 6, copy of 425 call.
Copy. 1 Sam 5 en route.
1 Sam 6, copy, en route.